Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril. Welcome to the wonderful, the utopian, the happy world of Alpha Complex. This is Paranoia, and happiness is mandatory. That is the computer. The computer is your friend. The computer wants you to be happy. The computer is also crazy, and this will drive you crazy. But you will be happy, because happiness is mandatory. Failure to be happy is treason, and in a theme you will shortly come to recognise, treason is punishable by death. Developers are Black Shark and Cyanide. They are happy. They are not traitors. The publishers are Big Ben Interactive. They are also happy, but they are not traitors either. Traitors are punished by death, and they are not dead. Therefore, they are not traitors. Yes, this is the kind of insane logic that runs the world of Alpha Complex. It's based on the classic and frequently hilarious RPG, and there are several differences you will need to get your head around in this game. First and foremost, if you're used to the idea of your party in an RPG being a tight-knit, mutually supporting brotherhood and indeed sisterhood of like-minded individuals who will never betray each other. Oh, you're in for a fun time in Alpha Complex. Let's get this show on the road. So we shall start with our happy character. You have a choice of portraits, of course. A variety of options, including what appears to be an android. This is possibly not something you want to choose because androids basically have no rights in Alpha Citizen whatsoever. I'm not sure if that is going to knock onto the gameplay. I'd rather not find out. So let us take our handy default character. You will note that you are listed here and therefore restricted to a certain thing. Names in Alpha Complex have a certain set of criteria. Typically, it is a first name, followed by the initial for your clearance level, and then followed by your sector identity, usually a three-letter abbreviation. Your clearance level is important, and we will get to that as we carry on. But for the moment, let's have the computer take over. And yes, there is an autosave. Turning off the game when it is autosaving is treason. Treason is punishable by death.
Good day cycle, citizen. You may be experiencing disorientation or memory loss. This is a normal side effect of the cloning process. Do not panic. Alpha Complex is a secure, safe, and clean environment. Failure to comply with security, safety, and mandatory hygiene regulations is punishable by termination.
Because this is treason.
Your security clearance is red. You may not enter zones above red clearance. If you fail to comply with these regulations, you will be securely and safely terminated. Everyone is happy here. Happiness is mandatory. If you are not happy, you will be adjusted. Only traitors are unhappy. I am your friend, the computer. Welcome to Alpha Complex. Welcome to Utopia. To proceed, please confirm. Are you happy, citizen?
Yes, I am happy. Glory, friend computer. I am not a traitor. Only traitors are unhappy. And so we start, freshly decanted from a cloning tank. Life in Alpha Complex is not without its hazards, and indeed our career as a troubleshooter is recognised by the computer as being hazardous. Therefore, should this clone body meet an unfortunate end, a fresh clone will be decanted and shipped to the location of the last clone's death. The shipment method may result in a variety of interesting incidents, ballistic or otherwise. However, that is a problem for later. So, you'll observe that we are in a red clearance zone at present. This is good. You'll also note that we are being addressed by Colm-2. So, let's go back to the top of the clone name. So, his first name is Colm, his security clearance is yellow, he's from MRA sector, and he is the second clone of his batch. Don't ask what happened to Colm-1, it's probably best you don't know. He was clearly a traitor. Oh, by the way, I should also add that if your clone is terminated for some vile treason, most of the time, your next clone is activated with no consequences, because, after all, Alpha Complex is a utopia. It does not practice guilt by association, and the defective clone does not taint the rest of the line, with one notable exception, but we hopefully won't have to deal with that either. Welcome to the Alpha Complex Clone Quality Assurance area. My name is Colm-2, and I'll be your cloning officer today. Thank you, Colm. Where am I? And he'll be that every day because he's here every day cycle. He is a happy citizen in his work. Is this your first clone, or was your last one brain scrubbed? Brain scrubbing, by the way, is exactly what it sounds like. It takes your brain, puts it in a nice bath of neurotransmitter chemicals, and then proceeds to scrub out all those unfortunate things, like treasonous impulses, treasonous knowledge, memories, skills, language abilities, personality, annoying inconveniences like that. So let's not ask what a brain scrub is, because I know the answer to that. What's a clone? Yeah, I'm a clone! Hooray! Just smile and nod and you'll do great. Yes, yes, that's absolutely correct. Now let's get back to the mobility test. Right mouse button to move, WSD to move the camera. Okay, and also, hey, you can't tell me what to do. Yes, he can. He is yellow clearance. I am red clearance. We need to quickly go over the topic of clearance levels. Yellow is higher than red. So yes, he can absolutely tell us what to do. Clearance levels. There are technically 9 clearance levels in Alpha Complex. Infrared, normally represented by black. Then there is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. You may recognize that pattern. And at the highest end, there is ultraviolet, represented by white. What's clearance? You can look it up in Alphapedia. Another clone's getting it dumped, and we still haven't figured out if the legs work. Fine. So, right mouse button to move. Huzzah! My legs work. That is an excellent thing. Not that it's unusual or anything, I'll just make a note here. And how many fingers have I got? 10? Excellent! That was the correct answer. What was the incorrect answer? Anything except 10. There's been a few clones coming through recently with extras. Yes! Something else we need to cover is the notion of mutation. Yes, extras. Extra limbs, the ability to shoot lasers from their armpits, stuff that, yes, normally you would be thrown into an incinerator for, because the human gene template must be maintained at proper purity. Mutants are, by definition, traitors, and traitors are punished with death. But we only incinerate the boring ones. Yes, as you may also have noticed, Alpha Complex, well, it's not corrupt as such. Corruption is treason, and treason is punishable by death. But there is a certain agreed-upon laxity on some matters. It's complicated. And if you have a mutation, is it awesome? Yeah. Because if it isn't awesome, you're going for a trip to the incinerator. And then they break out the next clone and hope that one comes up with something awesome. Or that clone goes in the incinerator and you rinse and repeat. A hygiene room. Excellent. Well, we can do that. Would I like to see tutorial messages? Yes, why not? So, right mouse button lets you move. The treason bar is awkward. It is not advisable to allow your treason level to reach 100%. That is awkward. Also, you will note that there is no possibility of you being absolutely positively not a traitor. It is somewhat awkward. However, we need to go and find a hygiene booth. So, clearance levels. As I said, there are 9 of them, ranging from black, infrared, all the way up to white, ultraviolet. Infrareds are basically so heavily medicated that they are more or less incapable of stringing 2 synapses together. They are more or less mindless drones. At the other end scale, you have the ultraviolets, who are so trusted that they can even reprogram parts of friend computer. It is important to note that that is the key word, trust. Your clearance level has nothing to do with your competence. It has nothing to do, or at least very little to do, with your role. It is entirely and completely a measure of how much the computer trusts you. That little disconnect can be an issue, and yes, higher clearance clones can order lower clearance clones about. They have power without responsibility. So, how is a red clearance troubleshooter supposed to stop a blue clearance citizen from doing anything he or she wants? Good question. There really isn't a way. So, stood on the booth, and yay, we are now properly fitted with appropriate red clearance gear. And yes, this follow-through and requirement of color coding for everything does mean that one of the most controlled substances in Alpha Complex is black paint, because black painted gear is appropriate for infrared use. So naturally, if you get your hands on some ultraviolet gear and, well, paint it black, yeah. Still, welcome to the Cortex room. Benito. Oh, he's still in his original. Lucky him. This device will install your Cortex, a device that gives you access to Alpha Complex's network and also a useful heads-up. This is going to get drilled into my brain, isn't it? Please interact with the Cortex installation suite. And is this mandatory? Yes, it is in fact mandatory. And I will be able to assign my skill points. Excellent. And the Alpha Book profile allows me to do things, but I must allocate all available skill points. Now, take a seat whenever you're ready. So, we have brains, mechanical, violence. Yay. And of course, there are various substances you can use to improve your option. Of course, Benito is happy. I, however, have got to sit in that chair. Okay, let's sit in the chair then. And whoop. Perfect. Right, so, oh, wait, are those restraints? Is that a giant drill? Oh, yes, it is going to try to drill itself into my skull. And apparently the chair had had enough of that from prior customers. But yay, Cortex is installed. I have 3 skill points. So we have original bio not available at your security clearance. Auto-generated bio follows. Please update your memories to conform to an approved biography immediately. Yes, this should be noted that Friend Computer is quite happy to rewrite history. It is the year 421. It has always been the year 421. And courtesy of the calendar fixing regulations, it always will be the year 421. And it should also be noted that the quickest way to rise up in Friend Computer's levels of trust and therefore clearance, and therefore all the fun stuff like better gear, perks, longer lifespan, is to uncover and bring to justice more traitors and mutants and commies and commie mutant traitors. These are important skills that must be mastered. So we'll take 1 shot of athletics, I think, for physical constitution and fitness. We'll also have a shot of let's go for bureaucracy, because Alpha Complex is governed by its bureaucracy, and you never know, a little bit of programming skill never hurt anyone. Actually, it hurt quite a lot of people, but they were all commie mutant traitors and therefore deserved to be hurt. So, next test. Welcome to Clone Quality Assurance. Alpha Complex clone procedure and clearance is our top priority. Remember, happiness is mandatory, and so is hygiene, especially hygiene. Orange clearance, not quite so high up the pecking order then. Also, he is on clone number 5. Someone's been a bad boy. Yes, they probably made the previous 4 clones say that as well. Now, pick up the waste material off the floor. If you can't perform this task, please inform us with the schedule termination and begin again. You can interact with objects by using the left mouse button. Excellent. And we have a pocket cold fun, food, and a burned out laser barrel. Laser barrels, by the way, effectively ammunition. They're generally good for 6 shots before they burn out. Excellent. Most skills have functioned perfectly, and the floor is spick and span. Perfect, thank you. An excellent pass. This is also my first time. Are you sure about that? Now I'm guessing you haven't had anything to eat. Please consume the cold fun you just picked up off the floor. Does this seem like a horrible idea? Yes, it does. Are we being given a choice? No, we aren't. In your inventory, selecting an item. Okay, there we go. So we have the inventory. Weapons, armor, medical equipment, and of course experiments from the R&D team. Oh, the experiments. They will be fun. They will be happiness inducing. They are absolutely not going to have manuals several clearance levels above what the equipment itself is rated for. Now let's use the cold fun. Perfect, there we go. Cold fun increases your brain's attribute by 1 point for 5 minutes. Do you feel smarter? Not really. Oh well, great. Time for another dexterity test. Be a good sport and throw the burned out laser barrel you just picked from the spot on the other side of the room. Don't worry about getting an infraction for littering. Alright, and select them in the inventory. There we go. Okay. Troubleshooters are able to catch items thrown to them during combat, except grenades. Do not attempt to throw a grenade to a team member. Grenades are for exploding, not catching. That should perhaps be rephrased as do not get caught throwing a grenade to a team member. These are important after all. We also have the question of infractions. My computer monitors everything we do. Well, almost everything. The signal is temporarily lost here. Every time you commit treason, you'll be deducted a certain amount of credits, hygiene violations, tax evasion, substandard comprehension, unapproved humour, all kinds of things you might not notice. And if the treason level is getting a bit high, it is recommended that you visit a confession booth. And thereby you can confess to friend computer and hopefully have them stricken from the record. Or you can rack up even more infractions, get yourself damned as a traitor, and your next clone will arrive very shortly with a clean sheet to continue the mission. So we must throw the burned out barrel to the marker point. Nice and simple. Whee! Donk. And there goes the Scrubot. Yay! We have 1 good arm. Perfect. I'm hoping I've got 2. Now, this isn't officially part of this, but yeah, here it comes. We have detected a mutation. Congratulations or commiserations. Both are applicable. Let's see what we've got. Please use your mutation to go part through the tables. So, let's see what we have. Friend computer will be pleased. I have full control of my limbs. Have a good day, Cycle. Okay, so what do we have? Friend computer has finally perfected the cloning process, and so it is no longer necessary to test for mutations. That doesn't stop the clone quality assurance actually doing the test, and things that work on the first try and things that go bang are what the assurance testers love. Every time you're recloned, the mutation will mutate, and there'll be a different super awesome and also super illegal mutant power, or debilitating disease. Both. However, there are various options that we have here. And currently we have the telekinesis mutation. Stare at an object, think about it moving, and then it gets crushed. Oopsie. So, pick an object, stare at it. Oh, there we go. Also, we might have slightly blown up the fuel tank. Oh well, that's awkward. Happily, the computer was not watching. The signal was lost, and therefore I have not picked up an infraction for my highly illegal mutation. For the record, by the way, pretty much everyone in Alpha Complex is a mutant of some description. Remember when I said your teammates weren't on your side? Yeah. Remember when I also said that the best way to get up in computers' good graces was to turn in traitors? Well, mutants are traitors. But you can't just turn someone at random. You have to have a plausible case as to why you're turning them in. And we are now connected to our friend Computer Overlord. Hooray! Our alpha book is growing slowly. Well, actually, the only thing in the alpha book is, in fact, friend Computer, but glory friend Computer, he is the only friend you need. Now, please note, one half of this room is yellow clearance. The rest of it is red clearance. And that is why we cannot step on the yellow clearance room. Paul Armor 6 is... right, he is on his... He's not going to survive the tutorial, is he? I hear this. I'm the loyal friend who has certain hard-to-find items that are perfectly legal to trade. Aha! Meet the infrared market, ladies and gentlemen. AKA the black market. You got a password to this totally legit business? Of course it's totally legit. You see, aha, the Scrubot cleans at midnight, but the early traitor gets the laser shot. Close enough, my first sir. Right, so we now have evidence that Paul Armor 6 is dealing on the infrared market. And you found the team leader as well. So, I suppose we should go and find them, but if they're stepping into a back office, this could be awkward. Hello! And a nuclear hand grenade. I'll take 2 if you have them. Paul Armor 6 is clearly up to no good. I mean, a nuclear hand grenade? There's no way that is red clearance. Bootleg vendor code, but nuke grenades, forget about it. A green laser barrel is also above his clearance, and only traitors possess items above their clearance level. Right. Yeah. So, there we are. Now, Paul Armor 6 is, as noted, on his last clear, and we've just caught him committing treason. There's no way we'd ever turn him in to get him to Frank Computer's good graces. What am I doing here? I'm the team leader. Well, I'm reporting to my team leader. You're the team leader, right? Absolutely. We did not hear the word illicit. We didn't hear the words nuclear hand grenade either. There's a vitally important mission debriefing. Absolutely. Uncreated told me to report to you. Flying colours. I must be late for debriefing. Cheers. Yeah. This is something you should know. Debriefings are the single most treacherous thing in Alpha Complex, because that's the point at which all your teammates really do stab you in the back, and the front, and the side, and anywhere else they can get the knife to reach. The knife is, of course, at the proper clearance level. Okay, we call that the secret stash. Mission to take into, but they can't. They can't take what they don't know you have. Put that world of troubleshooters figure in there, but there's a good clone. Shouldn't leave Frank Viewing, don't want to be terminated. You're totally going to get terminated. Bye! So I should head to my bunk and take a look around first. And indeed, the infrared market dealer is a shady character. You should not approach this individual under any circumstances. You should not purchase items under any circumstances, and you should not be invited to brunch under any circumstances. Needless to say, you are free to do all of those things because it's the only way you'll get the equipment you need to complete your mission without getting caught. So, enjoyment of cold fun is mandatory. Failure to enjoy cold fun is considered treason, and treason is punishable by death. Now, let us continue. There's also, of course, the issue of secret societies dotted around. They're not really very... Well, they're secret that very few people know what's going on about them, but they are not so secret that you can just walk up and join them. However, my concern is getting to my bunk room. It should be through here. There we go, and there's the secret stash. However, the computer is watching, so can we find some way of disabling that camera, or are we about to get caught stashing something? Well, it is officially a red clearance item, so I should be legally entitled to possess it. Right, friend computer? There we go, I follow the instructions and it's out of my hands now. I should get to bed, at least that's what the mission objective says. Ah, sweet dreams. End the day cycle. What a day cycle. Indeed, first one in Alpha Complex. And we're not dead. That is an excellent level of progress for your first day in Alpha Complex. Right, wake up, sleepyhead. Right, Ryan, fancy a happiness pill? No, I am perfectly happy. I got clone marks. Oh, excellent. Thank you. I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm the new team leader. Guess whose debriefing didn't go very well? Yeah, what? Yeah, the media officer ain't around no more. Poor dude, or like very bad dude. What happened? He was a traitor, of course. Are you ready? Let's go. And yep, meet your friends. Before and after each exciting mission, you will have a face-to-giant eye interaction with Friend Computer. And yes, Friend Computer's ever-loving and never-intimidating or anxiety-induced guy. Please also note the giant laser ray gun pointed at the briefing platform. Now, we should get to the briefing room. And if we don't have to commit a clearance violation to get there, that will be a good start. No, for once we are fine.
Greetings, Troubleshooters. Are you ready for your first exciting and heroic mission?
Yes, Friend Computer, yes, I am.
You have been identified as a citizen with high leadership potential. As a result, you have been assigned to lead a team of troubleshooters and placed on all appropriate watch lists in Alpha Complex.
It should be noted at this point that the role of team leader is the last one assigned when Friend Computer selects its teams. As a consequence, every role is brought up and is assigned to the unassigned citizen most capable for that role. Remember, the team leader is assigned last, and therefore anybody competent for another role will have been assigned to that role already. If you are thinking that this means team leaders are actually the incompetent idiots of the team, congratulations, you are starting to understand life in Alpha Complex. Thank you, Friend Computer.
An assignment has been compiled for you. Out of all troubleshooter teams in Alpha Complex, you have been deemed most capable of fulfilling this mission.
Thank you, Friend Computer. We shall find trouble, and then we shall shoot it. What do we need to do?
A maintenance team has gone missing in the sector's lower levels. They were carrying out testing for R&D's latest and important project.
Ah, and this project is presumably above our clearance level.
Your mission is to locate and terminate any traitors responsible for interfering with approved R&D testing. You are required to attend a briefing with technicians in R&D before commencing this vital important assignment.
Where can I find R&D?
The R&D lab is adjacent to this briefing room. A waypoint has been uploaded to your core tech for your convenience.
Thank you, Friend Computer.
Officers must follow your orders so long as they do not classified. Both you and your officers will submit to questioning upon return in order to reveal any treasonous activities while taking part in the mission.
Of course. As mentioned, the debriefing is the single most dangerous part of any Alpha Complex mission.
Remember, citizen, success is mandatory. Failure is treason. Happiness is also mandatory.
And treason is punishable by death.
Team leader, you may now nominate 3 officers to join you on your mission.
But there are only 3 officers here. That's extremely convenient.
That is correct. Please pick 3 officers from the 3 officers available.
Okay, well, it's very nice of Friend Computer to make this easy for me. So, we shall take Betty R. Klin, the hygiene officer. fluoroantimonic spray. Everyone knows you can get stubborn stains with acid, but it also does damage over time to those pesky traitors. There's one. Ryan R. Movie, the happiness officer. Yes, he is authorized to dispense large quantities of drugs, whether the other officers want the drugs or not. Failure to take your happiness drugs is treason. Treason is punishable by death. And last of all, Alice R. Mop 1, the tech, well, guy or girl, Frank Computer does not mind. Frank Computer regards all citizens as equal. And to be honest, most citizens of Alpha Complex are so doped up on hormone suppressants that the idea of gender, or for that matter, sex, is frankly largely academic. And also heavily classified way above your clearance level. Also, ability, machine affinity, is very close to that one and unfortunate mutation that can get your entire clone line erased. But we don't even mention that. Knowledge of machine empathy is treason, and treasonable is punishable by death. So we have our 3 team members.
Find a vendor code for your mission. Redeem this at your nearest vending machine.
The computer is generous. The computer will assign equipment.
Commencing mission. Report to R&D for a fun and mandatory testing assignment.
Huzzah!
Remember,
Let us go.
trust no one. Report everything. But most importantly, remain happy. Happiness is mandatory.
So, we have the vending machines. Food, beverages, and drugs. Drugs. Very happy it is too. Now, let us go and find our R&D and also our vending machine. So, first and foremost, we need to go stop by a vending machine. Now, there is the red clearance vending machine here, but you just know those yellow clearance vending machines have got far nicer stuff on them. But we are red clearance. Accessing a vending machine above your level is treason. So, we have Sandalathon, which is heal but stun. Bouncy bubble beverage, shake it really hard, it actually turns into a pretty good grenade. Pocket hotfun and a red laser barrel. Without those, your gun is just a doorstop. So, let's see. Nothing I particularly want here. There is the maintenance access. Allows you to spend 9 bots in an attempt to hack the vending machine, and maintenance access should only be used for official purposes and only by authorized personnel. Yes, this is a very secure method of interfacing with vending machines. Very difficult beyond the mental processing power of your average citizen. And you may need more options. I do not actually have enough nanobots at the moment. So, we shall have to leave the hacking to one side for the moment. Use the vendor code on a vending machine. Let's pop up the inventory, and aha, the vendor code is in fact my 100 credit code, isn't it? Right. By exchanging this vendor code, you will get various goodies, and there's other options as well. So, use vendor code for a plasma generator. Huzzah! And personal equipment. Use vendor code. 1 red clearance jacket, 1 laser rifle, 2 bandages, 3 red laser barrels, and 2 explosive grenades. Okay, we have our stuff therefore, and I still do not need the maintenance access option. Now then, that's the bubble beverage classic, now just as good as regular flavour, but twice as effective in terms of healing. Unfortunately, it's also somewhat more than twice as expensive, but it's just as good, and we'll take 5 of those. So, we have our weapon, we have our armour, and we have also got spare barrels and even a plasma generator. Not the blood kind, the super burny incineratory kind. That should help considerably. Now, the R&D labs, ladies and gentlemen. The R&D labs are interesting. That, by the way, is a termination booth. You do not want to step into a termination booth. Bad things happen if you step into a termination booth. the name is in fact completely accurate. So our next stop is going to be the R&D lab. You'll note that there's a small area of red clearance here and a somewhat larger area of yellow, and indeed there is even green clearance to the left. Because I think it's green clearance, it might just be yellow. I should talk to our R&D officer. Okay, a new test subject. Oh, blue clearance. Seriously high powered. I'm a troubleshooter, not a test. Spoiler. Troubleshooters are in fact test subjects. I'm not here to test the revolutionary new airspeeder. No, I'm here about experimental Scrubot 01, serial number SBS0221A. Yes, the new prototype Scrubot. You see, we sent it down to this. Okay. Physical missing. Sounds a little too easy. What's the catch? And why did another R&D team go missing? What amazing innovations have you tried to vote? Yes, absolutely. You've given it a laser cannon, haven't you? It has the latest fear emulator installed. Why would a Scrubot need to have a fear emulator? Answer: science. The only answer R&D needs for anything. Why did you install a fear emulator in a Scrubot? What is a fear emulator? Anyway, it's a module that... Oh. Right. I see. Okay, then. I'm so glad I was still in my tank when you were looking for volunteers from that. Also, note these two here. That perfectly sums up Alpha Complex. Why would you do that? Why not? Science. Anyway, we figured that if the payload had a genuine fear of dirt, it'd be more efficient. Scientists found that that's a better motivator, and if you don't agree, you'll be terminated for questioning its fear of this. Yes, I completely agree. Except that if you've given your cleaning bot a terminal fear of dirt, it's not going to go anywhere near the dirt. Escort the little lost payload exactly. And we can't reach all the original team because the basement has a reactor, and the shielding prevents friend computer from monitoring what's going on in the basement. Also, reactor means radiation. Oh boy. Not a scratch on the droid. Of course not. Not a scratch on the droid at all. What could possibly go wrong trying to bring a bot back through an extremely dirty basement when the bot has an extreme case of dirt phobia? Yeah. Can you see where this is going yet? This is the elevator to the basement center. Use it. Let us get to the basement, and we shall find that bot. We may or may not also... we found the Scrubot. Perfect. Troubleshooters. Fears. Heavily armed, emotionally unstable. Collateral damage. Hello, payload. Yes, the Scrubot just talked. Ryan, the Scrubot is a highly experimental model that can do many, many things. It was not Alice, but go for that argument. Here's socialization. Maintenance carried out by a clearly incompetent technical officer. That's not pre-recorded. And yes, the fear module's been overtuned. It's afraid of everything. Dirt, allergic reaction to clean covers, absence of dirt, resulting in loss of existential purpose. Yep, it's realized that its purpose is to wipe out its purpose for existing. And it's afraid of what's going to happen if it no longer has its raison d'etre. But it is programmed to wipe out its raison d'etre. Luckily, it hasn't gone full HAL 9000 on us yet. That's Frank Computer's job. We can't do anything about the darkness. Response to fear stimulus 42248. Attack it. Remember, they said not a scratch on the bot. Attack the darkness. Yes, please. Hey, darkness, you don't have the clearance to be here. There, it won't be bothering us again. I still perceive darkness. Report darkness through Tuscany. New fear, malfunctioning visual sensors. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this really is a truly paranoid android. Okay, well, in that case, you should come back to R&D for a full check of your systems. Fear, dissection, and experimental equipment tests. Well, yes, but that will be necessary to improve your system's payload. They only want to check your diagnostics. Come along. We should call it Scrubby. Its name is Experimental Scrubot 01, serial number SP502221A. It is not Scrubby. Scrubby for short. Can we keep it? You can ask R&D when we're done here. He totally isn't, Ryan. He totally isn't. Is it safe? Honestly, no, Ryan. It's about to have another fear reaction. Okay, let's move. Dead zones? Oh, well, always means never. Security cameras do not work. Your Cortex connection drops, and this means you will not receive any infractions. And friend computer will be monitoring your team's progress, or not monitoring your team's progress. This shows exactly why you need to avoid all dead zones forever. And absolutely nothing that could possibly go wrong here. After all, if one of your teammates was to suddenly turn out to have all that horrible incriminating evidence on you, and you happen to be in a dead zone, well, it's not my fault he suddenly accidentally was brutally shot 5 times in the back. Troubleshooters are often thrust unexpectedly into combat. Combat is played on your time, but there's the active pause. So yes, this is how the combat mechanism works. We can use active pause to issue our instructions, and then we can split. And remember, the troubleshooter's place, or at least the team leader's place, is in the rear. So we shall have our bold and valiant troubleshooters take up a firing line. And while that is being done, we shall then commence attacking. Yoink. Team leader 3, take your position. Team leader 2, take position and start shooting. Team leader 3, or rather team member 3, you are fine. And if the team leader is behind a corner somewhere, well, hey, stuff happens, right? I mean, it's just a minor detail. So, confirm attack orders 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Meanwhile, the team leader shall valiantly monitor your progress in the rear. Or the fact it was screaming something called lightning bolt. Yes, that is rather unfortunate, isn't it? Why do you think it attacked us? As it happens, officers speak fluent bot. As I do, Scrubby, why did the bot attack us? Bot attacked maintenance crew escorting Stubby. That meant Scrubby couldn't... Oh, it's decided its name is in fact Scrubby. Congratulations, Ryan. You have successfully renamed the bot. Don't worry, you can explain that one to R&D, not me. Bots attacked maintenance crew escorting Scrubby. That meant Scrubby couldn't decontaminate the lower basement levels. However, Scrubby now has an escort, and Scrubby can now manage his primary mission. And of course, Scrubby is going to insist on managing his primary mission. And it tastes good. Scrubby, well, ew. Right, Scrubby likes bouncy bubble beverage. We're going to be cleaning this basement. Okay, fear movement inhibitor activated due to overabundance of okay, and the possibility of more. That's not actually unreasonable. So we need to get this Scrubot back to the R&D team without a scratch, and we need to do that by clearing the basement so that we can no disassemble. Yes, it's messing with my head. What's happening between you and that Scrubot? We're like 2 clones in a cloning pod. Ryan, you're not a machine lover, are you? Okay, so Scrubby does his stuff. We'll move up, and we'll also just quietly help ourselves to the contents of this bot. Loot all the scrap. Now, where's Scrubby going? Oh dear. Loading unlock procedures. Yep, fear emulator enabled, and we have random bots. What has happened in here? I mean, besides the fact that the cleaning crew is smeared across the floor, and there's what appears to be a cardboard cutout of a giant mutant of red clearance. It is clearly a traitor. Yes, it just looks for those hygiene violations. Clearly the work of traitors. Fear destruction by high-intensity lasers. Scrubby, I completely agree with you on that assessment. Those turrets are targeting us. Security system is malfunctioning. Okay, protect the Scrubot. Start by engaging pause mode. So, as before, we shall make clever use of cover. In this case, I will valiantly take up a commanding position. And while we are at it, team member 2 will move up into point. Team member 3 will move up into point. Team member 4 will move up. We will all be making clever use of cover, and therefore in a perfect position to rain down fiery justice upon friend computer's enemies. And happily, everybody is shooting without orders. This is almost unprecedented. You could almost say this is actually going to plan. So, initiate a motivational cry for all the good it's done. However, we have another place to go to. And more traitors to shoot. Right, let me see. Position number 1, go to cover. Position number 2, go to cover. 3 to cover. And 4, just try not to get shot. Okay, 2 and 3. In fact, 3, I require you to use your ability. Except that the ability requires her to be in close contact with it, as far as I can tell. And they're still shouting about lightning bolts, which is mildly alarming. Okay, all team members, bring down that rogue bot. Perfect, now bring down that rogue turret. You may have noticed, by the way, that the concept of friendly fire is most definitely not a thing in Alpha Complex. Obviously, firstly, because it is impossible that a team member would shoot one of his comrades in the back, and secondly, because there's no such thing as friendly fire, it's all unfriendly fire. So, quick break of cover here, move up, take positions, and open fire once again. Point. And there we go, the turrets are down, and we are clear to engage as Scrubby continues forward. Let's push the next room. Okay, what have we got here? This box says loot chest on the outside. This whole sector, bizarre and highly illegal propaganda, lightning bolts, screaming lightning bolt and death stories. Somebody set up their own personal little dungeon. It is a large-scale hygiene fire. Hey, absolutely, Betty, it is. Fear rating of angry troubleshooters reaching critical mass levels. It's okay, Scrubby. We should recalibrate our happiness levels. Okay, that's fine. Yeet! Indeed. However, for the moment, we need to just see if there's anything in... Ooh, perhaps a bubble beverage and algae chips. Perfect. Nothing like a little bit of loot to continue your day. Unlock door access and... Right. Ooh. And one of the barrels just exploded. That's so helpful. Right. Team leader, valiantly take position in the rear. Team members 2 and 3 open fire quickly. Team member 4, take cover as well. There we go. And with that dealt with, team members 2 and 3, get yourselves back into cover before your heads get shot off, you idiots. Right, team leader 1. Commence firing. Team leader 2. Commence firing. 3 and 4. Everybody just start shooting. Preferably before we run out of cover and hit points. And then have everybody target the turret. Yes, turret. Totally not a giant fire-breathing dragon. What is a dragon anyway? There we go. Everybody is happy. And while we are on the topic, inventory. We'll transfer those to Alice so that access denied. Unlock the main door. Okay, let's figure out what's wrong with this door. We'll need a vending machine. Fear, isolation, withdrawal from bouncy bubble beverage. Don't worry, Scrubby. I'm sure we'll find a way to get past your fear, like the fact that you can't actually get withdrawal from bouncy bubble beverage, the only officially sanctioned beverage to quench your self-complex. Rumours that this beverage is so bouncy and so bubbly that a sealed can probably shake and explodes with the force of a grenade are completely untrue. Friend Computer says so. Friend Computer always tells the truth. The computer is your friend. So, let's see. I want number 3 to start with. Just quickly load those into the slot. Everybody looks good. So, healing up there. What do these do? Pyroxidine. Okay, increases accuracy. Yep. More drugs, ladies and gentlemen. More drugs. Okay, citizens, if you've noticed that strange effects, etc., no mutants and defective clones. Yes, I like this. And I like this as well. 100110. Absolutely. Previous comic contains a restricted concept. You are to forget what you just read if you read it. If you did not read it, you are not permitted to scroll down any further and read it. Because that would be unfortunate for your health. So transfer the bouncy bubble beverage across to Ryan, who clearly requires to be happy. There we go. That's patched everybody back up, more or less. Time to get the team moving. Well, we're going to need a vending machine. And by a stunning coincidence, there's a vending machine right here. And it's even of red clearance. Perfect. You can use nanobots to access the system's network, and wouldn't that be considered treason? Technically, yes, but maintenance and tech officers do have the required authorization to access the maintenance access function, because they are required to maintain things. Why don't you just hack it for me? One above my clearance. It's possible to know if we're justified. Aha! So therefore, she can't officially decide whether or not the situation requires hacking, and therefore I have to hack the machine, but I don't have clearance to hack the machine. Therefore, if I hack it, it's treason. And if she hacks it, she's usurping the team leader's authority, which is also treason. You can kind of see how this is going to go. Right. How do I know I can trust you if I hack it? Spoiler, I don't. We'll find out in the debriefing. That sounds really ominous. Yeah. One of the great things about Paranoia, as I've mentioned a few times already, is that you may all be a team, but you're not on the same side. There is only one side in Paranoia. Me, myself, and I. And Friend Computer, of course. That does not make me feel any better. We don't have much of a choice. No, we don't. We both will. Unless we're scheduled for termination for unauthorized maintenance access. So now I need to keep Alice Armop happy. Okay, so I need some scrap and a recycler. Many different recipes. Do not put your arms or legs inside the recycler. Do not put research and development items into the recycler. Do not put radioactive goo into the recycler. In particular, note that second one, because if R&D give you an item, you are expected to return it. Yes, that includes grenades. And yes, you will have been expected to test that item during the course of your mission. And yes, that includes the grenades as well. So, what we're going to do is just move all the people over here. I mean, they can't report me for treason if they don't see me committing the treason. Right? Okay, pop a recycler. I need some nanobots. So we can make some nanobots. There we go. Bypass of digital interfaces. Grey goo not included. Huzzah. And we also have various options of details. drugs, gadgets, weapons, proper first aid kit. Lovely. Expensive, but lovely. So, now we have the vending access. Maintenance access should be used for official purposes only and only by authorized personnel. Okay, so our authorized personnel is going to be Alice RM OP. She is, after all, properly authorized to access this. So, cost 1 nanobot. Unlock. And pop. Pop. Pop, pop. And pop. There we go. Decoded. Browsing Alphapedia for memes about hacking. Asking Troubleshooters if they see anything suspicious. Triangulating spheres. Turning off the turrets. And opening the doors. Browsing Alphapedia for memes about hacking. Playing mostly while pretending to work. Telling friend computer on you. There we go. So, job is done. And new items are unlocked for sale as well. Yeah, what do we have? Ooh, an orange laser barrel. Highly illegal to possess above your clearance level, Troubleshooter. Highly illegal to possess. Let's be good for the moment. We'll stick with our red laser barrels because those cannot get you into trouble. And since technically I did not hack the vending machine, no treason has been committed. It was the maintenance and technical officer who hacked the options and accessed it. There can be no treason. Threat detects the head. The fear emulator is enabled once again, which means we're breaking in here, and that's a recycler. Why is it being paranoid about a recycler, and what is this way? Oh, that looks like gas. Okay. Ha! Hygiene, and ooh, what is this? Totally not incriminating. Ye have arrived at a great chamber outside, far away from the perilous dungeons of Alpha Complex. You can't spy any danger of orcs or dragons here. Mayhap 'tis could be safe to rest and recuperate. Ha! Someone's gone a little bit crazy. But we have hygiene options. Hygiene options are useful. Hygiene is mandatory. There we go. The team is back together. And I think we have established that somebody has gone ever so slightly nutsoid, to put it mildly. But we're back at the loot chest. Someone's connected to the door next to it. Unlocked door. Aha. So we now have Abandon Hope all ye who enter Lothiacore. Well, that's nice. Clearly somebody somehow got their hands on some old D&D splat books, which would of course be highly restricted and illegal items, and decided that the best thing they could do was, well, play about with them. And it's ended exactly how you thought it was going to end, with death, violence, and all manner of screaming. But with our little side jaunt done, the doors are unlocked, so we now have quick access through here if we need it. However, there is now a, well, let's be honest here, boss fighting coming. I mean, what could possibly go wrong in here? Answer: more turrets. Well, I mean, it's not like I'm going to stick the tech lady who saw me commit all that horrible treason in the firing line, is it? No, not at all. How could that possibly cross your mind? So, team up, pause, and focus your fire. Also, commence troubleshoot harder. Switch your targets. Motivate your team members with a glorious rallying cry. And continue to push forwards. There we go. Keep pushing forwards. Preferably before we run out of cover, hit points, and or laser barrels. There we go. The turrets are destroyed. We have what appears to be a bot production line. That is somewhat inconvenient. And oh, here comes Scrubby. Perfect. Well then. What could possibly go wrong here? Let's keep moving forwards. Oh. Okay, good news, everybody! We have multiple bots incoming. This may or may not be turning into a theme of this mission. Attack everything! Actually, with the option for this. Yes, Underwatch continues, ladies and gentlemen. No threats are detected, and Payload continues his merry way, as so do we. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, not a scratch unless you want to pick up an infraction. Or, for that matter, get terminated for treason for wrecking one of R&D's projects. The door is locked. Huh. Okay. Scrubby, can you do the honors for us? Oh, right. Scrubby wants it all. Yum, yum, yum. Okay. R&D may need to consider a recall. It's got a nauseating obsession with bouncy. Look at it this way. At least it's over its fear chip. Of course, we do still have to get it back, because R&D are not going to take no for an answer. And yes, it is proceeding to work its way through a giant maze full of exploding Oh, this is unfortunate. Right, commence the motivational speeching. And while we're at it, I think we should probably begin the process of dismantling everything as fast as we can. Also, inventory. Bouncy, actually no, high-grade bouncy bubble beverage to our tech person, because while she does have all that horrible, incriminating evidence on me, I also need to make sure that she can't actually proceed to, you know, die, because losing team members is unfortunate. So, initiate a pause. We shall throw that to our recipient. We should now have it in her inventory, if I've done this correctly. Yep. Throw and... yeah. Okay, fine. You know what? Just shoot everything. We'll figure the rest of this out later. Or possibly I should have done my inventory management before I actually started messing about with things like this. Oh good, Scrubby's mostly... oh boy. Scrubby is in fact about to run into that boss, isn't he? Oh shit. Move! The good news is I think the turret is focusing on us. The bad news is, well, pretty much everything else. Got some BBB, there we go. And we're through. Excellent. The bot is happy. Slurp, slurp, slurp. Yep, it's got a serious addiction. Yes, bots can get addicted. They grow up so fast, don't they? Citizens, I call to you for help. I'm in dire need. This will be the person responsible for all of the trouble, won't it? I think there's someone trapped in that room. Please, please, please. Yes, we should totally help him and not turn him into friend computer and proceed to... yes. Frodo Baggin... The BGN sector apparently has a problem with hype. What can I say? Worthy is thou. Thou, Frod. Thou. You're not going to keep your orange clearance for much longer, my friend. Wait, yes, I am indeed a mundane. I'm a troubleshooter. Who are you, anyway? Call me Frodo. I've been imprisoned down this dungeon. Okay, you know they're not really monsters, right? Because in the game they're monsters. I define really as actually in reality. Oh, are you really happy then? Yes, yes, I am. Moving on. You mentioned a game. The great game of the Fellowship. Lo, it's how things must be. Monsters shall he slay, quests shall he accomplish, levels shall he grind. This sounds like a treasonous secret society. How do the bots fit in? They reprogrammed them and made them more aggressive. Oh, so we just got you on tampering with computer property then, haven't we? They got a bit too immersive. Hacking bots is sabotage. Sabotage is treason. And you know what treason is punishable by, don't you? The citizens who reprogrammed the bots got killed by the bots, so is that still sabotage? Yes, yes it is. The bots are the monsters. They really are, I agree. That's why I hid in here, to escape the monsters. And the BBB? Oh, that's for the Feast of the Dead. Unfortunately, everyone else got killed outside, so we'll have to do a bigger celebration next year. Well, don't worry, Scrubby is going to make that very happy. Also, what are those things on the walls? Okay, and you shall join us. What? You triumphed over the dungeon. You slew the monsters. You're completely insane. I won't join you. You must. The quest calls you. You can. Yes, I can. Oh, well, that's wonderful. I can't. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt. Unless he's actually got a laser pistol stashed somewhere. I'm going to have to terminate you now, citizen. Oh, what do you know? He has got a laser pistol hidden somewhere. And now it's done. A traitor is what happened. What? No! He tried to recruit me into a secret society called the Fellowship. He did not want it. Betty! 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 Did you know something that we should perhaps discuss here? Nothing. I terminated him. Good work, team leader. Time to report back to friend computer and R&D. Yeah, right, so the secret societies. There are definitely no secret societies operating within Alpha Complex. They will in no way, shape or form allow you to take part in extracurricular activities. They do not allow you to make new friends or have any sort of fun, and they do not plot the downfall of Alpha Complex. In fact, some of them really don't. However, possibly the most notorious of the secret societies are the communists, the individuals that Friend Computer blames for the downfall of the Alpha, or rather the world outside the Alpha Complex. Of course, since it's been several hundred years, and the archives have been lost, found, censored, lost again, misfiled, found, censored again, filed, retrieved, censored a third time, and finally recycled into filelighters, the information in them is not entirely accurate. I'm not sure we'll actually meet any communists, but when we start talking about Marx and Lenin, they don't mean Karl and Vladimir. Oh, what's this? Oh, a stun weapon. Excellent, that might come in handy. A non-lethal option for these things. What's this? Oh, Bitcoin. I will have that. That is what you need for the black market. Or rather, the infrared market. What I also need to do is very, very quickly hand over some BBB and patch up both Betty and Alice. So we'll just quietly chug on that and chug on that. And we're sorted. Right, let's go. Is Scrubby happy? Scrubby is very happy. Scrubby is politely chugging away to himself. Alright, everybody, we'll leave it down here. Oh, wait. The mission briefing said we had to bring the bot back intact, didn't it? Return to friend computer. Unlock the door. Okay. And here we are, back where we started, right next to the lift. That is so very, very convenient. Of course, someone is going to have to take the fall for the fact that we didn't bring the bot back. Guess who that is going to be? I wonder who we can pin this on. Clearly our happiness person is not entirely loyal. I mean, how could such things possibly happen? He virtually encouraged that bot to indulge its bouncy bubble beverage weakness. Such things are clearly treasonous.
Welcome to Debriefing. Report any and all treasonous events that occurred during your assignment. Accusations of fellow officers will be done once an account of the mission has been compiled.
Ladies and gentlemen, the dreaded debriefing. A treasonous... Let's start our options here. R&D made us escort a talking vacuum cleaner.
Was the device treasonous in any way?
If... No, I would like to request for it to be assigned to my team.
Statement processed. R&D have already condemned the device and assigned its parts to CPU for classified reasons.
Well, that solves that problem. Great, I'll never have to walk that thing again.
Do you have anything else to report on your mission?
Yes, there was a treasonous secret society in the basement.
What is the current status of these traitors?
We terminated all of them, at least all of the ones we could find.
A sweep of this sector's lower levels has been scheduled. Estimated time until insect sweep, 4,007 day cycles.
Of course, by that point there might be another secret society down there. Do you think Friend Computer is going to be able to tell the difference? Or even care that there might be a difference? No. I have reported that sub-level as clear of traitors, so if they find traitors down there, I will clearly have been lying, and therefore I am a traitor myself.
Do you have anything else to report on your mission?
That's everything, Friend Computer.
Proceeding with debriefing.
Thank you.
Team leader, have you observed any treasonous activity among your officers that you wish to report? Reminder, failure to report treason is also treason.
Also, false accusations of treason are also treason. Nothing to report, Friend Computer.
Troubleshooter, do you have anything to report about the mission?
All hail, Friend Computer, so Betty is clear.
Correct. All hail me. Moving on. Troubleshooter, do you have anything to report about the mission?
Yes, Friend Computer. Our team leader made unauthorized modifications to a vending machine to access the security network. The rest of the report has been uploaded to your... Alice, you conniving little sod. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paranoia. That's all, Friend Computer.
A complex crowd. Troubleshooter. Troubleshooter, do you have anything to report about the mission?
All hail, Friend Computer.
Hail me. Moving on. This concludes your debriefing. Citizen, please report to R&D immediately.
Thank you so much, Alice. Thank you so much. Right, so to R&D, where we hopefully won't have to explain the loss of the bot. I mean, that couldn't be too much of an issue, could it? Our blue clearance friend. Let's talk. How did things work out with the payload? They've scrapped it. It's got serious problems with bouncy bubble beverage. What do you mean? It's addicted. You might need to wean it off the stuff. I don't know, but it did. And quite a few other questions came up as well. And what? Never mind, Troubleshooter, never mind. It did its job, even if it complained. Actually, It was great. I love the little thing. Perfect. This is exactly responsible. We're able to take this thing into full production. He doesn't actually know that it's been condemned and the parts are being recycled to CPU, does he? That sounds like a great idea. I wonder what we combine with fear. Oh god, that isn't going to stab me in the back later on, is it? Oh wait, this is Alpha Complex. It is totally going to stab me in the back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paranoia. The first mission is concluded. I have only been slightly dinged for treason, and we will leave these two happy souls doing what they do best. Pushing very, very hard in the service of friend computer. Until next time, farewell.